You ever notice how Bluey hands out emotional spotlights like Oprah handing out cars? Bandit gets growth, Chili gets grief, Bingo gets a whole intergalactic dream sequence, and Lucky laughs. Lucky gets cardio and disappointment. But hold up, before we roast him too soon, we've got to talk about the ones the show actually invests in. Because once you see who gets the hugs, you'll realise who doesn't. And that's when Bluey stops feeling like a cartoon and starts feeling like your family group chat. Full of love and somehow still emotionally unfair. Freeze that smile. Bandit's not the fun dad. He's the functional dad. The guy juggling bills, vomit, and emotional regulation like he's auditioning for Parenting, the musical. Internet calls him Dad of the Year. But that crown, it's made of unpaid overtime and crushed cereal. Every laugh, every groan. That's not humour. That's a coping mechanism with a laugh track. Bandit's not cracking jokes. He's white-knuckling parenthood with a smile. He's turned burnout into performance art, sarcasm into emotional armour, and snack time into a cry for help. And yeah, he's exhausted. But hey, at least Bluey lets him be tired. He gets a spotlight, a punchline, and a community round of applause for surviving another day of gentle chaos. Meanwhile, the rest of us just get a text that says, meeting moved to 8 a.m. But that's the difference between being seen and being spent. Bandit sighs. The world listens. He flops on the couch. Cue the sympathy. He complains. And we call it relatable. Snickers? He doesn't even get the luxury of complaint. He's not tired. He's absent. No burnout arc. No couch monologue. No dad needs a break episode. Just silence. And maybe that's the cruelest contrast. Bandit's exhaustion earns empathy. Snickers' invisibility earns nothing. One gets the crown for carrying the load, the other forgotten under the weight of it. What about Bingo? Sweet, soft Bingo. The kid who feels like a sigh turned into a person. Everyone says she's the sensitive one, but that's just adult code for this child is processing cosmic levels of emotion while we scroll our phones. Rewind to sleepy time. Bingo's not just asleep. She's transcending payroll, floating through space like a tiny therapist who charges in hugs and carries everyone's emotional baggage for free. That glow around her, please? That's not sunlight. That's Chili's love, trying to Wi-Fi its way through parental burnout. It's stunning, yeah, but also kinda tragic, because no 6-year-old should have to astral project just to feel emotionally safe. But sure, let's call it dreaming, not childhood emotional outsourcing. Now watch her wake up, quiet, still. She doesn't brag about her adventure. She doesn't need to. Because for Bingo, love isn't loud. It's the thing you protect by never mentioning it. And that's the thing adults forget. Not every child screams their pain. Some just orbit it, quietly, patiently, until it burns itself out. Because while Bluey bounces through life like a talking trampoline, Bingo drifts. Calm on the outside, galaxies collapsing inside. She's the emotional gravity of the entire show, the invisible force holding the chaos together. But here's the twist that hurts. While Bingo floats in starlight, someone else is still stuck on the ground. Snickers, wheezing, stumbling, trying to keep up. The kid version of that one friend who's always fine. But you can hear the sadness between their jokes. Bingo's sadness, cinematic, ethereal. Snickers, physical comedy with emotional side effects. Because while Bingo gets to make peace with the universe, Snickers is still trying to make peace with himself. Look closer. Muffin isn't just energetic. She's a full-blown toddler supernova. Every meltdown, every scream, every dramatic collapse on the living room floor, that's not random. That's a storm trying to tell you it hurts. Let's be real. If chaos had a face, it'd be wearing a tiara and threatening to sue bedtime. Muffin doesn't play princess. She declares war on nap time like it insulted her crown. Here's the part adults feel in their bones. Muffin's chaos isn't comedy. It's crisis management in glitter form. She's not misbehaving. She's malfunctioning with enthusiasm. One minute she's a CEO in a tutu, the next she's crying because someone breathed near her sandwich. That's not brat energy. That's a small heart with no brakes and no HR department. You don't discipline Muffin. You just evacuate the area and hope the emotional storm passes before snack time. And the world notices her for it. Every adult, every kid, every viewer. We see Muffin. We talk about her. We laugh. We meme. We quote her lines. Because loud gets attention. Even when loud is pain in disguise. Now here's where the air changes. Because somewhere, off to the side, there's Snickers. No tantrums. No royal meltdowns. Just a quiet, polite half smile that says, "Don't worry, I'm fine." You see the difference, right? Muffin screams to be seen. Snickers fades to be forgotten. Muffin burns bright and burns out. Snickers doesn't burn at all. He flickers, steady, invisible, exhausted in silence. And that's the cruel trick of childhood. The world comforts the chaos it can hear, but it never checks on the quiet kid behind it. Pause here. Snickers isn't just the funny sausage dog. He's the blueprint for what it means to be quietly left behind. The long, stretched-out kid built like uncooked spaghetti who became the class punchline by default. Every step he takes looks exhausting and every laugh around him feels borrowed. The joke's always his body. The legs, the waddle, the slow-motion chase scene nobody asked for. He's not in the game. He's basically an unpaid extra in his own childhood. Watch Keepy Uppy again. The balloon body slams him like it's auditioning for the WWE. Everyone laughs and he forces a smile that says, "Yeah, I'm fine, totally fine." Snickers isn't playing and he's surviving the world's cutest humiliation ritual. Because Snickers' silence isn't emptiness, it's defense. He's learned that speaking up won't make him faster, stronger, or suddenly interesting. So he plays the role. The quiet kid. The "ha-ha, I'm fine" kid. The one who gets reduced to a running gag instead of a running partner. Adults know this story too well. The friend who's always there but never central. The co-worker who makes the group laugh but goes home wondering if anyone would notice if they stopped showing up. Snickers is that ache, disguised in slapstick. And the tragedy is how subtle it is. No breakdowns, no monologues, just that small sigh after every missed catch, every delayed laugh, every glance that skips over him. His pain isn't cinematic, it's domestic, the kind that hides in everyday smiles. Because not every forgotten kid vanishes. Some just learn to exist quietly, hoping one day someone slows down long enough to notice they've been there all along. So yeah, Bandit's tired, Bingo's emotional, Muffin's unhinged, Rusty's brave. But Snickers? Snickers is forgotten. And maybe that's the saddest thing of all, because the most miserable pain isn't being alone. It's being surrounded by friends who never really see you. What do you think? Is Snickers secretly the most miserable kid in Bluey? Or is there another background character suffering in silence too? Follow for the next theory, because next time we're talking about the episode that broke Bluey's smile.